Hi there, Chris from TotallyEV, and here we're doing a dedicated audio review of the Fiat 500 Hybrid, or the mild hybrid variant. If you're interested in the full detailed review of the car, do check it out on our website. It'll be down in the description below, or alternatively via your pop-up banner on our YouTube channel. Now, before jumping into this review, if you do have Instagram, we'd very much appreciate a follow. It's at TotallyEVNet, so do follow us if you do use that social media platform. So let's first start off and talk about the audio configuration. Here you've got 6 speakers in total, 2 at the back, 4 at the front. They can be tailored to your liking through the dedicated 3-band equalizer that can be found through the 7-inch infotainment display. Also here you can connect over Bluetooth, although it's limited to the SBC codec only, although you've got Android Auto and Apple CarPlay integration via USB if you so wish to choose it. Now, in terms of our audio settings, we've added 3 notches to the treble, 1 to the mids and 1 to the bass. Of course, you can tailor this to your liking as to what you prefer and of course what music you listen to, although we found this to be kind of the optimal setup. Now, to give you a bit of a snippet as to how the audio performs, we've got a little audio demo. Now, while it's not ideal given it's compressed over YouTube and using our microphones, it is still better than nothing. Furthermore, the song we'll be using is from Priya J. The title is called Falling. If you're interested in the song or indeed purchasing it, do check it down in the link in the description below.
I'm not quite sussed it yet. When I reach the brink, don't stop to think. I always sing, and now I'm singing. I'm crawling, I am crawling my way back to falling from so high.
So with that audio demo out of the way, let's get on to my subjective opinion. And first off, let's talk about the sub bass. Now, the sub bass isn't really present. There's not that deep rumble that you might expect. And if you're listening to, let's say, R&B or dance music, you'll feel a little bit, well, you'll feel like you're missing something. As for the mid bass, it's not really controlled. It sounds a little bit wobbly. And while it does have a good presence, specifically if you add 1 notch to the EQ setting, you'll find that the sound is exciting, but just not that controlled. And one would have expected just a little bit better precision here in this domain. As for the mids, they are recessed, and while I did only add 1 notch to the mids equalizer section, if I do add anything more, I feel that it adds a kind of veiled sound to the mids and makes it sound a lot more artificial. Using Priya's song as an example, her vocals go a little bit odd and sound a little bit weird if you were to add even more than 2 to 3 notches on the mids EQ settings. Of course, it might depend in terms of the music you're listening to, but through my tests, I found that the mids were just really recessed and pushed back. As for the highs, with a little bit of EQ, you'll get the most out of them. They sound really nice at the top end and give you that sparkle and clarity. Although if you do push past the +3 setting, at least in my test, what you'll find is that the highs do become a little bit sibilant and harsh, specifically at louder volumes. And finally, onto the soundstage. Here I was left a little bit disappointed. The instrument separation could have been a little bit better. Now, while I do understand that the width and depth of the sound won't be that great given the small sized cabin, I still would have expected just a little bit more clarity when it comes to its instruments. So given the fact that we've got 6 speakers in this cabin, I was just expecting a little bit more of a, well, more of a detailed sound. And this all leads me on to my verdict. What do I make about the audio system? Well, quite frankly, I was left a little bit disappointed. While I do understand this is more of a budget car, and of course that the audio system isn't going to compete with more premium cars out there, in comparison to other small size cars that I've heard, I feel that the Fiat 500 is pretty disappointing, specifically in its mids and in terms of its instrument separation. Of course, that's just my opinion and thoughts about it. I'll be very much intrigued to hear your thoughts in the comment section below, and indeed how you've tailored it if you do own the car. If you do like this video, give it a like, subscribe to see more from the channel, and of course favourite and share to help it grow. I've been Chris from TotallyEV. Ciao bello.